Right, I'm joined here by Matt Pincus, Papa Pincus from TikTok. Huge Arsenal fan. You're giving me chat on WhatsApp about being a London Man City fan.
Oh,
yeah, I like it.
Plastic, mate. Plastic.
How are you doing, mate?
Life's good, man. I'm impressed by the setup.
Thank you. Yeah.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah, I'm doing okay. Yeah.
Creativity program betas doing you wonders.
You're not on it 'cause you're copyrighting everyone's footage.
Banned, and I think that's a permanent ban as well. So TikTok, if you're watching this, fucking sort it out.
Getting back on the TikTok. Let's talk about Arsenal, Liverpool. I think your TikToks about Arsenal in particular obviously show how big an Arsenal fan you are. I believe you work with Troops. Am I right in thinking that?
I did previously work with Troops. He taught me a lot and made a lot of connections. I think that's
taught you a lot how to chat rubbish.
Yeah, he talks a lot of shit.
But I want to talk about Arsenal Liverpool because I think actually now it's like the biggest game of the season. You go there, you beat them, you're winning the league.
If we beat them, I think. Look, De Zerbi came out and said that we should win the league, not we could. He said we should, and I think that if we do beat them, then yes, I agree we should win the league. We're already the bookies' favourites. I don't know the exact odds, but we are favourites. Look, there's a long way to go. We saw last season that even 248 days on top doesn't win you the league.
247 days.
247?
Yeah.
Was it a leap year?
Not sure.
248, 247. It doesn't matter. There's a long way to go. We're halfway through. Injuries can come like they did last year, but we'd be on track. It'd be massive. We never win there, though.
Is it the bit? Yeah, exactly. And that's what I was saying. I'll be covering it separately on my channel, just a sort of separate individual preview. But I want to obviously chat to an Arsenal fan. It is the biggest game of the season. What I was going to say is it if he wins, is it the biggest win of his career at Arsenal, Arteta?
It's a great question. I'd say probably thus far. There could be bigger wins to come, like if we beat you lot at the Etihad. But thus far, it probably would be the biggest statement win so far because we haven't won there since 2012, and he was playing.
That's great. Yeah, of course.
That shows you just the Anfield juju.
Yeah, we've got it as well. We didn't win there for about 19 years. Nicholas Anelka scored in 2004, 2003, I think it was. So it's a hard place to go. What do you make of Jurgen Klopp's comments sort of saying about the atmosphere and stuff like that? Do you think it's one of those weird times where maybe you go there? What did you make of the atmosphere thing?
Do you know what it is? I think that fans... Look, I'm not the biggest fan of Klopp as a person. I think he comes across as a little bit of a dick. He probably is a nice guy when the cameras aren't on. But people slating Klopp, I think they're doing it just because he's got that hateable aura. If it was Arteta doing the same thing and they would come to the Emirates and he was saying that the fans need to be behind the team, we'd be loving it. Yeah. Us Arsenal fans would be loving it. So you've got to put yourself in the other shoe, I think.
Of course,
and that will hype the crowd up.
So you think what happened against Man United is a little bit unlucky for Arsenal because it's now going to cause an effect where the following game against Arsenal, the fans are up for it more?
Nah, I'm happy they got a point. Yeah. But last night, I think, was big for them.
Yeah.
It got them the momentum.
Yeah.
I think if they didn't play that game, they'd be coming in a little bit iffy, but they scored 5 goals last night. A lot of confidence restored. Salah scored. Soboslai with a goal. I think that done in the world of good last night. But obviously we got 3 days extra rest, which we'll take.
Yeah, 100%. I think your Champions League group is very, very interesting. How you came through that. I know Lens was a bit of a weird result away from home, but the home performances in particular were they 2006 prime Brazil? No, they weren't. Were they Ronaldinho at Barcelona? No, they weren't. But they were, mate. They were solid performances in the Champions League. So your return to the Champions League, you've gone through it in a professional manner.
Yeah, we that's a great word to use. It was professional.
Yeah.
We kept it classy. We respected our opponents, but at the end of the day, we're Arsenal. We were favourites to win that group, and if we didn't win the games that we did, there would have been questions asked.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
But you're right in saying that the manner that we did it in was pretty impressive.
Yeah.
City, obviously, you got through with ease, but there were a couple shaky results. You were leaking goals a little bit.
Yeah, we have been all season, mate. I mean, that's our issue, and I feel like you're a little bit the opposite. I don't know what the numbers are in terms of your goals conceded, but I feel that I think you're what we were at the back end of last season. I think you're a little bit boring. I think you want to make sure you don't lose the game before you win it, and that is the great way to approach the season. But I think that European form gives you so much. I think there's a world you get back into the Champions League, and just like Man United, for example, they were out of it for a year or whatever. You get back into that, you struggle against PSV away. Yeah. You struggle. Lens arrive and they put 11 behind the ball, etc. You got through it with ease. So what I'm trying to say is basically, the games against Liverpool away, the games against Man City away, similar kind of high pressure moments, you might approach it in a similar way and have a professional kind of performance.
Yeah, I mean, we're never on the back foot anymore, ever. I don't remember a game this season where we've been on the back foot. Maybe bar the first game of the season, the last 45 minutes against Forest, they were all over us.
They were, yeah. Should have scored, shouldn't they? Brennan Johnson should have scored.
Yeah. Should have put 1-0 up. But we won't be on the back foot against Liverpool either. We're going to be bringing it to them, and we'll have a lot of shots. They'll have a lot of shots, but the difference is they've got a world-class keeper and we don't.
Is that your issue still? Who is the definite number one now? Is it just Raya?
It's Raya. Unfortunately, it's Raya. It was a disaster waiting to happen. I don't know why he brought him in. Ramsdale obviously is a little bit shaky, and he's
massively shaky.
He's got. Okay, but look at Raya.
Yeah, but Raya at Brentford. You know, hindsight's 2020. Obviously, we do this football content thing. Obviously, I've been doing it for a little bit longer than you in terms of the amount of videos that are out there. I probably said that at one point Guardiola is not right for City. I've probably said this, that, the other. Like in the summer, did you really think he wasn't a good signing from Brentford based on the season he had at Brentford?
I thought that it would be a sort of rotational transfer.
Yeah.
I think a keeper was the last thing that we needed. What we needed was an out-and-out goal-scoring striker. Yeah. The keeper was a waste. And look, if you were to drop Raya, for example, after that Luton game and put Ramsdale in, that's Raya's confidence done. Yeah. And if Ramsdale makes a header in the game, then both of their confidence.
Yeah, you have to go third choice.
You got to go third choice. So I don't understand the decision behind it, but I think that could be the difference in this game is the goalkeepers, which that usually doesn't come down to it, but it could be decisive.
I think that's a really interesting point. But I think David Raya, he's got experience in the Championship. I think the Blackburn Rovers coming up with Brentford as well is important. I think he's got the minerals to turn it around. I've not seen enough from Ramsdale now. He's been at the club. He's got a little bit more time at Arsenal than David Raya, obviously. I just don't see the minerals where it's like, how can David Raya already be written off by football fans? I don't get it. I think he's got the ability to turn things around mid-season.
Of course, anything can happen. Like we've seen with Havertz, was way below par opening start of the season. I'm still not fully convinced, but he's on the right. Look, if he pipes up on Saturday, I'll love him. I'll probably get a tattoo of him. But look, anything can happen, but I don't think it was necessary. Ramsdale was keeper of the year last year. I think he was in the PFA team of the year.
Yeah, but those things are so rubbish, man. They're rubbish.
Yeah, but
Ryan Giggs won it, and he had about 2 assists in the league. Won PFA Player of the Year ahead of Fernando Torres and Gerrard.
Who should have won it last year?
What, goalkeeper of the year?
I don't think
Alisson.
It was a debate. 5th, did I finish?
Yeah, and they conceded a lot of goals, but he still. Who was the best keeper last season? It wasn't Ramsdale.
I think it probably was. He made a couple of shocking errors, which
exactly.
Essentially cost us the league.
What about Edison then? Treble winner.
Nah, I'm not having it. Edison's a bit like Ramsdale. Great shot stopper. A good shout actually.
I'm giving you a few now, mate. They're free of charge.
Good shout. But I don't think that Raya was a necessary signing. I think that it could come and slap us back in the face.
That's interesting. You talked about the striker situation. I've done a video saying that, look, I think Ivan Toney is the easiest thing in the world because I think Brentford, they'll pick up a few results. If they're in the relegation zone, they're not selling 1,000,000%. Mm-hmm. They picked up some decent form recently. So I think Brentford will sell if the right bid comes in January. Why not bid 90 million quid and just get it done?
I mean, I wish you were our sporting director in that case. I
don't
know
big salary.
Why we don't go. I don't know why we don't go out there and buy Ivan Toney. And if we can't get Toney, bid for Osimhen. If we can't get Osimhen, bid for Watkins. Even if they're not letting him go, just bid. Yeah. See, because then you can reopen talks in the summer.
Yeah.
I don't know who else I'll take. There's a Swedish geezer that was at Coventry that's meant to be pretty good. I think he plays for Sporting now.
Right.
I can't remember his name, but apparently he's a baller. Take him. Anyone. We haven't got an out-and-out goal scorer.
No, 100%.
Gabriel Jesus, our striker, our main striker, 3 goals this year.
3 goals in the league. And the last one was, he's not creating millions out of by himself. I mean, the last goal, he was just a sort of header at the back post, a little bit like an easy finish. It's like, I think he could do a lot more. Maybe there's if you don't sign him, sometimes it's not always, the answer isn't always about signing. Is there anything Arteta could do to free up that front line? Is it about releasing someone in midfield to get more creativity?
That's a good question. Potentially, but I don't think that Gabriel Jesus has got that clinicality. He never has.
No.
Something's got to change. He needs to be put on. not just him actually. We have been poor at finishing this year. Don't know what it is. I think we had 26 shots against Brighton the other day. Don't know if you watched the game, but some of the chances that we were missing, we cannot afford to do that on Saturday. Every chance that we get, we have to take it.
That's a really good point that I was going to lead into my next question. Against Aston Villa, you lose the game. You should be beating them, in my opinion. Yeah. I know they're a great side, but that's the games you should still be winning if you're trying to win the Premier League.
Agreed.
Odegaard has 2 opportunities. I think the first one was... I felt like the first one came to him very, very quick. The second one is like just a cross, a face on his left foot as well. Yeah. And so against Liverpool, against Man City away, against these sides that I'm always talking about on the channel that they have to pick up form against. You have to be beating sides around you to win the league title like you didn't last season, really. Will Odegaard step up and score those goals that, Yaya Toure scored, David Silva used to score?
I think he's got the capability. You and I know that Odegaard is world class. He hasn't...
He's world class.
You disagree?
Does he start in an 11 World Pro 11?
Oh, so we've got different meanings of world class.
What's yours?
World class is top 4 in their position.
Okay. Is he top 4 in his position?
I'd say he is.
Maybe.
He's been pretty average this season. Yeah. I'm not going to lie. He has been, not at his best. But the precedent that he set last season, he had to live up to some big expectations. I think he will bounce back. He's been, like I said, mediocre, but all it takes is one goal and you're up. Odegaard, in my opinion, is world class, and I think he has got the capability of... He's our captain, and always captain. He's got the capability of bringing that title home, in my opinion.
You need that. You need someone like him to step up. I don't think City win the Champions League without Rodri. He steps up with goals against Bayern Munich, against Inter Milan, amazing against Real Madrid as well. Scored against you a few times, obviously, to help us win league titles. The one against you lot at the Emirates, for example. Sometimes the forward line, Thierry Henry scores 25 goals in a league season, you're invincible. What about Perez's 7 goals? Yeah. What about Lundberg? Yeah. What about Gilberto Silva popping up? Vieira? Sometimes those big goals come from players where you're completely crowded out defensively. You need 3 points desperately. It comes from on the edge of the box. It's naturally a midfielder to take it by the Lampard goals, the Ballack goals for Bayern Munich. You need Odegaard, in my opinion, to score his big goals. Declan Rice is doing it. I was going to touch on Rice. I think he is that game changer, and he could be the difference this year. I think if we had him last year, we would have won the league. I reckon we would have walked away with it. I agree.
I thought you called him bang average, no?
Yeah, but the thing is, I think he was doing things. I think he was doing bang average things to a high level. It sounds ridiculous, yeah. Gareth. I called him Gareth Barry, and I got slagged off in the media and all that on social media. Gareth Barry was amazing at what he did. Very limited things, passing it square, keeping possession, never lost the ball. Defensively, very, very astute, where to cover space, etc. That's all Declan Rice did at West Ham. Declan Rice wasn't scoring 20 a season at West Ham. Now I misunderstood what he could grow into at Arsenal. Yeah. What's your take of Declan Rice?
I think that Declan Rice is the definition of unplayable at the moment. I think he's probably the Premier League player of the season so far.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Easy.
And I think that he if we do win the league, please God, he will be the difference.
I think you're right. I think you're spot on. But it can't be incumbent upon him to get winning goals. Last minute against Man United, against big goals against Chelsea. What are the other goals he scored this season?
United. He got United. He got Luton. Got Chelsea.
Yeah, Chelsea.
Like you were saying before, these are game changing goals. These are Rodri-esque goals. And Luton, funny enough, was his worst game in an Arsenal shirt so far. Do you think? Easily.
Why is that? Was he crowded out? Was it a physical thing?
He was just a little bit sloppy. He was sloppy that day. They were crowding him out. They were dominating him in the midfield, to be honest. He wasn't up to his best, but that's what you need. That is what a world-class player does. Shit day at the office, win the game.
100%.
And he could be, honestly, shoot me, he's en route to being one of the greatest defensive midfielders in Premier League history. Shoot me.
I can sense the TikTok coming out, man. You're going to do a narrative one.
After, yeah.
That is, I think that's not a bad shout. I'm going to be honest, but I've got a lot of bad shouts in my history anyway. So I want to talk about Kai Havertz. He has improved. I don't care what anyone says. There will be people out there that say he's not actually improved. He's scoring the kind of goals that he should score. It was against Brighton, was it, on his left foot?
Yeah.
That was a good finish. Low underneath the keeper and all. That was like an astute finish. That was a top quality finish. It's like, mate, if he had... What if he scores 17 in all comps this season? That's huge for where it takes you.
It is huge. Do you still get, by the way, do you still get nightmares from Havertz or last year?
Why are you bringing that up?
Yeah, well,
Where were you in the Europa League season before getting smashed in Azerbaijan, weren't you?
And why are you bringing that up? Don't want to talk about that one either. But look, Kai Havertz is, I think, a game winner. I don't think he's an excellent footballer. But I said to my mate when he was at when he won the game against Brentford in the last minute, he wasn't playing well. I said to my mate, if he's shit, I don't care. As long as he's scoring those big goals, I couldn't care less.
Yeah, of course.
And I think that he could become that player. He could become that man. He could become the Divock Origi for us.
That's a great Ole Gunnar Solskjaer-esque.
Ole Gunnar Solskjaer-esque. I mean, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was apparently
a little
quality.
bit better. I think Man United fans would hate us saying Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. I'm trying to think of any other impact. Almost, but he's not a sub as he starts the games.
Yeah, he's
You know Inzaghi.
Yeah.
Different positions, of course, but you know Inzaghi, you play in the AC Milan side against, when they beat Liverpool and all that, and you think he doesn't do anything for the side except that winning goal against Reina.
Yeah.
It's a bit like that.
And Gary Lineker.
Gary Lineker-esque. Yeah, he is a little bit Gary.
Not the greatest of footballers, but they come up when it matters most. And Kai Havertz has got 2 game winners and a game-winning assist against Man City. That's 9 points. That's 9 extra points. I think that Kai Havertz could also be the difference if he keeps coming up with these big moments.
Yeah.
Like I said, if he pipes up on Saturday.
He needs to pipe up. Does he start for you against Liverpool?
He'll start.
In midfield, Odegaard and Rice.
Yeah. I think that could be costly because I don't think that Odegaard and Havertz, I don't think it's the greatest pairing. It leaves the midfield quite open.
It is.
Thankfully McAllister is absent.
Yeah.
Gravenberch is absent. Thiago's still absent. So they're a little bit leggy.
It's Endo. You play your lads against Endo. You need Declan Rice to cover Endo and cover Szoboszlai. They'll be open in midfield.
Yeah. I think it's good. The game's going to be decided on the flanks.
Yeah.
Trent loves it against Arsenal. He's got more assists against us than any team ever.
Has he? Yeah.
We've got to keep him quiet.
Yeah.
And obviously Salah. I think it's going to be one on the flanks. Martinelli and Saka need to get busy because they've been poor, I think, the last month.
They start, yeah. No, is Trossard available to start?
He is, but it'll be Martinelli, Saka.
Yeah.
Martinelli's got a great record against Liverpool.
Yeah.
A great record.
Does he need to be doing more for you? His numbers are awful this season.
He does.
Was it 1 in 16 or something?
I think he's got 2 now.
2?
Yeah. He's
Now, what if these lads had a little bit more, and it's not like asking Gareth Barry to score a hat-trick week in, week out. It's like Martinelli, justifiably as a player, should be on 10.
What, now?
Yeah.
Maybe.
What's Salah on? 11, 12, 13? What's Haaland on? 14, 15? All right, maybe...
Are you putting
8.
Martinelli in that bracket, yeah?
I don't. Arsenal fans do on Twitter.
I love Martinelli, but I think that he's been programmed to take it down the line, cut back and pass it. Yeah. It's like his killer instinct has just been completely abolished by Arteta.
I remember when I first saw him against Chelsea early in his career. At Stamford Bridge, I think it was.
Yeah, he scored that goal.
A great little finish, I think. Rounded the keeper, or something anyway. But I haven't seen that version of Martinelli in a long time. And maybe it's due against Liverpool.
Maybe. He, like I said, he's got a decent little record. I think he's got 5 goals against him in all comps. Yeah. So, he needs to get a little bit busier. And Saka, I don't know if you've seen his new trim, by the way.
Has he got a trim?
He looks sharp. He's got like little blonde highlights.
Are you going to do a video about that? Greatest haircuts in the history of football.
The greatest haircuts of all time.
What is it off the top of your head? Greatest football haircut of all time.
What is the greatest football haircut of all time?
I've got my answer. You go.
I'm going to go with the Beck's Mohawk. Iconic.
Oh, mate, 2002. Okay, now
Had
he had Danny Mills behind him in Japan.
Yeah, had kids shaving their heads in school.
That's true, innit? Yeah. You have to do Ronaldo, man. The fringe.
The fringe.
I might do that when I hit 100k on this channel. I'm gonna chop everything off except that triangle he had at the front.
Yeah.
94, 98.
I think it was 2002. They won the World Cup.
Was it? No, it was in the 90s.
All right,
I'm pretty sure.
We'll have to Google that. So I've actually done it before. I'll send it to you. You can overlay it.
Yeah,
I've done it. I wore the Brazil kit as well.
That's quality. Let's wrap up then. Let's just sort of. I want to see how do Arsenal win the game? What is that kind of? How do you see it going? Literally.
Arteta's whole shtick about Anfield is do not let the crowd influence the game. We need to silence out that crowd. We cannot make them pipe up like when Xhaka did last year.
Mate, that's so bad, wasn't it?
Arguably cost us the game.
And the league.
And the league, for fuck's sake. Yeah. so first 10 minutes, silence that crowd because they're a shit mob. They only pipe up for the first, for the anthem. So silence the crowd. We won't be on the back foot. Keep the press and dominate that midfield. Rice, like you said, needs to be on to Endo. Relentless press. Yeah. What do you reckon the score?
Oh, I think they'll beat you.
Reckon?
But look, the way you're talking, it's not as if I can't see a world where you beat them. I think it's a real close game, and I think there are repercussions this season of how it goes. If you can figure out how to beat them and you beat them comfortably, they are beatable. You're beatable as well, by the way. I don't think you're superb. I think there's a lot of quality you've got. What I'm trying to say is one side could figure out, a bit like there was a season when Conte won the Premier League. Man City were top of the league, I think it was. They arrived to the Etihad. It was only November. They realised how to beat us. And then they went on a 14-game winning run, I think it was.
Yeah.
They could figure out against you how to smash you, knock your confidence so you don't ever end up winning the league this season, and vice versa.
Yeah. Do you think Liverpool are in for a shot for the league?
Of course, yeah.
You reckon?
Yeah, they got way more experience than you lot, with all due respect. They do. Like the manager, I'd rather be playing for Jurgen Klopp going into a Premier League title race than Arteta.
I don't disagree. I do, but I don't. Factually, statistically, it's correct. But I'd take Arteta over Klopp any day of the week at this current time. Obviously, Klopp he's got a better.
You can go
CV.
back on that. We can edit that out if you want.
Klopp's got a better
at
CV.
Arsenal, if I say to you now, my magic one, 3-year contract, Klopp comes in, replaces Arteta, you wouldn't take that?
Nope. Look. This is a little bit of context. I think Arteta, more than probably any manager available, loves Arsenal more.
I get the loving, play for the club and all that, but it's like, mate,
look, I don't think
Barcelona as well. I'm Paris.
Yeah, true.
And Everton.
But Arteta's got that hunger. He's got a point to prove. Klopp's already done it.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. So I think that Arteta the hunger just edges him a little bit.
That's very interesting. What's your final score prediction?
I'm going 2-2.
2-2.
Desmond, I'm going 2-2.
Of all the drama, of all of your TikToks, I thought you were going to have this narrative going 4-0 to the Arsenal, the moment football changed forever.
I'm going to go 2-2. Actually, no, I'm going 3-2. 3-2. 3-2 Arsenal. Goal scorers, Salah.
Yeah.
Nunes.
Do you think Nunes scores?
Law of averages.
Wow.
And Martinelli.
Yeah.
Havertz.
Beautiful. I kind of agree. I think Havertz could score in this game.
Yeah.
I think there's a world he does. Make sure you check out Matt's channel. Where should people go to find you, mate?
You can go on to TikTok, Papa Pincus, PAPAPINCUS.
Very well spelt, mate.
Thank you, mate. Really appreciate it.
Anyone that can't spell out there, they've got the letters right there now. Cheers. Thanks so much for joining me, mate.
Thanks for having me on.
We will be reacting. I'll be reacting to the game straight after. So make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Check out Matt, and we'll see you very, very soon.